Okay, we're on. We're on. All right. I hope we have recorded from the beginning, but that's okay. Whatever happened, happened for a reason. Can you hear me?
Yes, but you know what? I don't think you were recording until just now. Do you
All
want
right, so let's restart it. How
to,
about that?
let's
All
do,
right. So let's do this. Hello, everyone. Well, welcome to Meet Tina here. This channel is all about health, wellness, healing, and self-improvement, improving your mind, your body, and your soul, as you can see here. And today I'm very, very happy to have Victoria Bulue here. She's going to be talking about how dreams can heal COVID and also out of illness as well. But before we get started, I would like to welcome Victoria. Hi, Victoria, welcome. Thank
hello.
you for being here. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. It's lovely being here.
Okay, why don't you just share with us who you are, where you come from before we get started so people know a little bit more about you. Thank
Yes.
you. Mm-hmm.
So for the past 30 years, I have been studying dream interpretation and working with clients, helping them decode their dream messages. Alongside that, I have also been reading tarot cards. And at some point I realized the two needed to be integrated because we are working with the same energy. The subconscious energy of our dreams is the same subconscious energy that comes through in the tarot. And so I've created a method where I work with a lot of clients, going through their dreams, getting those messages clear to them, and then working with the energy of how to proceed from there, working with the tarot. It has worked really well. So I love doing that. Alongside that, I am also an urban fantasy author. I have a series of books called The Tarot Legacies, available on Amazon, that my tarot characters came to life several years ago and demanded that I began writing about them in this wonderful fantasy series.
So you said tarot character came to life. What does that mean?
That means that after reading the tarot for about 20 years, I began knowing those major arcana cards like the High Priestess, the Magician, the Fool, the Emperor, the Empress. They all became real people to me in my mind. And I understood this complete world that they lived in modern times amongst us all. And I began writing this series that I have an enormous amount of fun writing. It's called Tarot Legacies. The first book is called The Hand Dealt. And I do that in my spare time when I'm not reading for clients. I have a lot of fun doing that.
Wow, that's amazing. I'm gonna have to check out your books for sure. I didn't know that you wrote books, so that's amazing. That's fascinating. So go ahead, and what else that you would like to share with the listener here?
You know, here's what I would love for everyone to understand about dreams. Dream work supports our self-awareness. Nighttime dreams give us insight to make our daydreams come true. It is the mirroring of our daytime stories that comes in our night dreams as archetypes and archetypal stories. You know, archetypes, of course, were coined by the Swiss psychologist Carl Jung.
And I love his work. Fascinating. It's very fascinating. You talk about archetype, and in the past when I dream, I always thought it's literal, but I noticed that a lot of dreams come in symbolic or archetype. It took me many years to understand that. Yeah.
That's correct. Carl Jung understood that, and he called it our collective unconscious. And what he meant by that is that we all dream about falling at some point.
Many times.
Exactly, or flying.
Flying. That's such a common dream.
Yes, and why would we all have these symbols? Everyone has had them for hundreds and thousands of years. why does this happen? It's the collective unconscious, right? It's this energy that we all possess, and in our subconscious dreaming realm, this is where we are. We're all using these symbols. They're like Egyptian hieroglyphics, is how I like to the metaphor I like to use for it, because if you will see a bird in an Egyptian tomb, right? Well, it doesn't mean literally a bird. It means something else. Same in dreams. Flying means something else other than actually flying. And so, so recognizing the archetypes, recognizing the symbols from your nighttime dreams allows you to break the patterns that don't serve you in your daytime life.
So I'm going to ask you, so the importance of keeping track of the dream is to break the patterns, the subconscious pattern that's repeatedly not so positive to us in our life. Is that what it is? What's the main purpose of keeping track of the dream and following the dream? Because that's a lot of work for a lot of people. And a lot of people cannot remember the dreams, Victoria.
Yes, and I have a solution for that too.
Oh,
part
yeah.
of the reason is to break a pattern that doesn't serve you, but also your dreams give us messages. It's our subconscious desperately wanting to get a message to our conscious mind. And so it's at night, we are downloading information from the previous day, creating new neural pathways in our brains about how to help us survive. That has happened for thousands of years, and that's how we as humans have progressed. But if we can get to the whole source of what those symbols mean, we will understand that this is a gateway into our self-awareness. These images in our dreams are coming from our subconscious, our superconscious, from our soul. And if you notice how you interact with them, it will give you a lot of information. Is it loving? Is it fearful? Or do you feel honoring? Do you feel distrustful? All of this informs you about your attitudes during the day as you go through your day. And this is when night dreaming and daydreaming become linked and can help you achieve your highest goals and eliminate your greatest fears. This is transformational work. I just cannot express it. I can't put too fine of a point on that, because it really will, when you understand what your subconscious is trying to tell you through your dreams, you can change your life. You can heal yourself emotionally, physically, spiritually. Yeah, and that really.
So let me ask you this: since you've been doing this for 30 years, and that's quite a long time, and most people can't even do it just for a short time. From your experience, Victoria, what has all these dreams, compilation, locking that you have followed have helped you in your life, that you felt this, you can share? Why is it so important for you to spend that long of time for 30 years to help you? What has it helped you?
Great question, Tina.
Yeah.
It began, and my whole research into what our dreams mean began from dreams that I was having when I was in my early 20s. I knew they had to mean something, and I wanted to understand. So I began the search. For me personally, I have recognized, as I said earlier, patterns that I would be. That's what repetitive dreams are all about. When you keep having a dream over and over, it is really your subconscious trying to get a message to you desperately for your consciousness to be aware of it. And once I began realizing what these dreams were saying to me, once I was decoding them, I was able to recognize patterns in my life that I really did want to change. And your dreams will pull no punches. The messages that they give us, boy, sometimes you just cringe going, oh yeah, that is exactly what that dream is telling me. It's a big old, truth bomb right in your face that you're having to deal with. But that is that our subconscious is always wanting the best for us, the highest for us, right? It's always wanting us to live at our highest potential. And so therefore, it will tell us when we are doing things that aren't in our best interest. Sometimes it will tell us when we are doing things that are absolutely right. But it's always informing us, keeping us up to, up to speed if we pay attention.
And so has it shifted your life tremendously?
Oh,
like what has changed in your life?
I would say for me personally, I have just become really aware of what motivates me. Things that I would focus on that really did not need to be focused on. It allowed me to understand where I was, and then during my daytime waking hours, make the changes that I wanted to make in order to correct any sort of behavior that I felt like I needed to correct or that I could strengthen.
So you have seen big changes in different aspects of your life through these dreams, correct? I would assume. I mean, 30 years is like an investment, investing into following your dreams. And I know people would ask, like, so why should I spend all this time following the dreams, interpret the dreams, and work with dreams if it doesn't benefit me that much?
Excellent question, because this is our life.
Yeah.
What you need to understand is every person in your dreams is an aspect of you. Dreams are our intuitive reports, right? It's our subconscious reporting back to us every single night. And acting on your dreams during the daytime is called strategic intuition. And what that does is it brings a really keen insight into ourselves and others, and allows this quantum leap of our abilities and deeper awareness of who we are.
So you say every person in your dream is an aspect of ourselves. Let's say if I dream about seeing my mom who has already passed, would that mother figure represents me?
Yes.
In a dream.
Yes. However, I'll give you the exception. Sometimes we do have loved ones come through to us in our dreams. There's a definite way to tell when that happens. So normally it's your mother would be an aspect of you. And what that also would tell us is that you were in your super conscious realm of your dreaming mind at that point. And without
explain super conscious, please, for those who may not know what it is.
And thank you. Yes, and without getting too detailed, unless you really want me to,
Sure.
we have 7 levels of conscious. We have the 2 bottom levels are our conscious awareness, which is what you and I are interacting in right now. We have 3 levels of subconscious above that, if you think of it like a little pyramid. And the subconscious is our dreaming, or the majority of our dreaming time. The 2 top levels are our superconscious mind. That is when we are energetically, we are vibrating at a very high rate. And we are capable of interacting not only with other dreaming minds, but with entities that, as I said, have passed, tuning in with loved ones, and also tuning in with entities that may have never had a physical body. And I know this is sounding like, oh, this is pretty out there, but it's really not. It's just what energy is. It's just what it is. And our dreaming minds do this. Some of us do it easily, more easily than others, and some of us can learn how to do that. But being aware of it allows us to accomplish amazing things.
So how do you know that we tap into the super conscious? And do most people tap into that layer of dream state most of the time?
Yes, whenever you're dreaming of authority figures, like your mother, like a policeman, like the Queen of England, you're in your superconscious realm. And this can be measured. Dream scientists, I guess you would call them, can measure by rapid eye movement, by all sorts of different methods, brain, scanning the brain while we're dreaming, what state of consciousness we're in. And so we do actually, it's proven that we are in that high vibrational super.
Something just came to me, Victoria, when you talk about the dreaming at the superconscious, like Einstein or those genius. I think they dream and able to tap into that level of superconscious, right? And upon their waking hours, they would write down everything, and that becomes their work of life. Genius books or technology. I would assume that's what people access from.
Yes, and Tina, you're very perceptive there, intuitive, because Einstein used to have exactly that. He had a lot of his equations come to him during his sleep. Here's a couple of other little statistics for you. Mary Shelley had the dream of the story of Frankenstein. That's big. The whole story of Frankenstein came to her in a dream. Also,
Wow.
Paul McCartney wrote the song Yesterday after having a dream. He heard the entire song in his head and kept humming it when he woke up, and walked over and began playing it on a piano so he would not forget it, which is another little tip, a little hack for
wow. So that can remind me, because I read the book. I didn't read, but I just read this brief story of this. The one who wrote a book about Harry Potter, and a lot of them came through her dreams, if I remember correctly. She dreamed about all those character archetypes, and she wrote down and becomes the books, and then becomes this global movies, So that's fascinating, Victoria. So can we tap into that?
Yes, of course, everyone can. And here you asked me, you said that some people don't remember their dreams.
Yes.
Here's what you need to do.
Okay.
Couple of things.
I'm writing it down right now.
When you go to bed, as you're cycling down to go to bed, you need to plant the thought in your mind that you want to remember your dreams. You need to, and it needs to be repeated several times. And if you can do it as you're falling asleep, just have a phrase: I want to remember my dreams. I want to remember my dreams. I want to remember my dreams.
Okay.
You actually will. There's also a very practical thing that you can do, which is to drink a big glass of water before you go to bed, which will almost assure you of having to get up in the middle of the night. And normally you will do this at the end of a dream cycle. We dream all night long. From the moment that we slip into that twilight phase, we begin some sort of dreaming. Now, the periods of dreaming are very short at the beginning of our sleep cycle, and extend as we go along. So the longest period of dreaming happens right before we wake up.
Right.
And the moment you get up, either have a pen and paper, or for me, I have a voice app on my phone. Start recording the images that you remember, because you begin to lose them. If you can do that the moment you wake up, then you're going to have the biggest recall of the entire time.
Well, oftentimes, I noticed that dreams come into like little fragments, like different sets of dreams, but it's very short. Is that, or is it continuation of dream? We just don't recall that.
It could be either one. It could be either one. I mean, technically, physiologically, what's happening is our brain is downloading data from the day before. And again, like I said, that
Ah.
data gets downloaded like a computer downloading, right?
Exactly. Yeah, that's kind of remind me of that. When at the end of the day, you can just download everything and save into your storage.
And that's
That's
what
how.
exactly that we're doing now. And we do this for a survival, the reasons of survival. It teaches us how to deal with things that come the next time a situation presents itself. We have a direct neural link about, well, this is what I did last time and it worked. This is what, and so, instantly you're right on it about what you need to do. This is
Mm,
part of our evolution. This is how we became who we are today. But in addition to that,
mm.
whether it's a byproduct or whether it was intentional, we are getting these images downloaded, right? As I was talking about the hieroglyphic images, that
Ah,
flying doesn't actually mean flying, or showing up for an exam that you haven't studied for all semester, and you're at the door of the exam room realizing you haven't
so
studied.
you mentioned flying, which is a common dream. Does flying have like the same meaning for everyone, Victoria, or it's different?
And it has the same meaning. That's why that's the collective unconscious. That's why we can decode dreams. Now,
Mm,
saying that though, Tina, let me specify, let me go into a little more detail to say each dream, I help people decode the big symbols in their dreams and then put all those symbols together for the message.
mm.
But the message then gets fine-tuned by the dreamer themselves. It's their individual dream. So there is tweaking that is involved, but generally, they're all, flying means the same thing to everybody. Falling means the same thing to everybody.
So is it important to know how we feel in the dreams?
Exactly.
So the feeling will be a big key to tell if it's a good dream or a bad dream. Is that what it is?
Well, it's certainly feeling, emotion is very connected to how we interpret a dream, without a doubt, whether we're fearful or we're happy. Yes, absolutely.
So let's go into where we originally talk about how dreams can heal COVID and heal all the illnesses. We're gonna redirect our focus into this area about health and wellness. You mentioned that a lot of people dreams about COVID and all that stuff. How can it be healed? And even other illness, I'm sure we can stop from that, because everything comes from thought, from what I believe. Personal belief is, we create our own health and perhaps from energy from other people surrounding us. And that's how we create this health and wellness in our life, including other aspects as well. But let's kind of focus into the health at this moment, because I, for one, was the one who got COVID really bad, and I was in the hospital for half a month and almost died. It took me a long time to heal myself. It's going on 16 months. At 14 months, I can say that I'm back to my normal self. Yes, I mean that's why I started my YouTube channel with just COVID alone, and there's people like put comment, Tina, I'm so happy that you're doing this. And to me, I feel like this part of my life, if I can do things to help people to improve their health, well-being, body, mind, and soul here, it's funny, I found this just, a day before. I like to hear from you
Yes.
about how keeping the dreams can help healing. I have done the dreams before I talk to you, and I know it does work. But I
Right.
wanted to hear from you because you're a pro at this. You have done a lot longer. Thank you.
Well, oh, thank you.
Yes.
The story of humanity, of who we are, is being curated through our dreams with regards to our health. It is our subconscious mind's personal grasp of the truth, to us individually. Uh, Dreams of immunity. If you're having a dream of immunity to something, repelling something, right? Let's just jump right into some images.
Okay.
Repelling something. That's a dream of immunity. and symbolizes the dissolving of fears, which of course produces healing. And let me say this, fear is almost always our first response that we have to anything we're unfamiliar with, because we have the instinct to survive. But again, back to the immunity image, it means that we are aware, that we're repelling something. And this is a healing aspect that if we recognize it in our subconscious, if we are decoding our dreams and we recognize that we are repelling something, we can understand that our body is either immune or trying to become immune to a disease. And this is not just COVID related, it's related to any sort of disease. So that's why if you understand those symbols, you can actually begin working with, having that conversation. Your conscious mind can become in conversation with your subconscious mind to work with your own health. And yes, it really does work. Your dreams will give you a clue about when you are unhealthy. It can also give you those messages about when you are coming back into health and how to come back into health.
So you're saying just by having an awareness in a dream, you are healing.
Yes, yes. All dreams are elements of healing. Every single one of them. They reflect our state of awareness of our health at that moment.
Oh, okay. So that makes sense. If you write down and you just by writing down, you're aware of your dreams, then when you dream again, you become more aware of it.
Exactly. And that's why keeping a dream journal can be really helpful, especially when you're going through a time where, you know, you may be recovering from COVID or some sort of illness. If you're recording your dreams and you're ill, like you were sharing with us that you became ill from COVID, you will be dreaming. Your dreams will absolutely be reflecting that, because that is your body, your physical body, your emotional body is on high alert. It wants you to be healthy again.
Well, I just recently, because I used to keep track of dreams, and I sort of let go of it for a while. And when I got really sick for like a year and healing myself, I've done everything, just taking supplements, going walk, regularly seeing doctor, just everything, did my own research and stay positive and all kind of stuff. And the recent dreams, maybe you can kind of interpret with that. I've been dreaming of being in the different homes, but it feels like an old homes. But with that, the home looks nice, and I feel like it's sometimes not in my home, but I'm in it. But it's being repaired, being redecorated. It's nicer to live in. So I took it as it's been repeating. I took it as home representing me, and I remodeled this old home, which is me.
Tina, you're reflecting,
Yeah,
absolutely. The homes, rooms represent our state of mind, right? And so an old home that you are repairing, that you're renovating, that you're redecorating, means that you're building back into a state of health. That's exactly what that dream is.
Yeah, I got up. I actually have repeating dream for 1 week, and I've been having major tests done, just about everything. And I was kind of concerned, but I go, you know what? I'm just gonna let go of that worriness, fear, no more. I visual myself being healthy all the time. And with seeing that dream, I got up and asked myself questions like, what do this mean? So the old home's perhaps about my old me, changing, redecorating this home, and it's nice to go back to live now. I feel like maybe that's me, my
That's
body,
perfect.
right?
You just gave us a perfect example of how a dream illustrates our health, the state of our health at that moment. That was a textbook example.
It's awesome because what confirms it is a test result, but it's fun because prior to that, I probably would be worried, concerned during waiting period. But before I even I said, oh, my dreams kind of tell me, and I put that trust into the universe, into this dream. Like the dream's just actually telling me that my home is ready to go back to live now, to go back and use it again, right?
That's
And I'm just, yeah. And then I came across you. I'm like, that's it. We gotta talk about dreams because it makes me feel happy even before I knew the result, and the result came out negative. Good. And I feel a lot better, much better in this past few months. But prior to that, I was in that a zone of fears, but I didn't keep track of my dreams back then, but I'm glad that I did. And it's like universe or God telling me, hey, you're healed already.
yes,
So, mhm,
absolutely. Dreams can make us healthier. Bottom line, if we pay attention to what they're telling us, we can literally dream our healing into existence. And just like you were saying, even before you got your test results, something intuitively told you that this dream was saying, you're better, you're better. Our daytime activities transfer into our dreams. Um,
mhm.
and our dreams tell us how to deal with our physical, mental, emotional, spiritual ailments, right?
Yeah.
And that is basically how it works. It's a very interactive system. That's why understanding your dreams is so important.
So, like I told you earlier, I started this channel just because of COVID. I just videotaping myself. I have no idea if I was going to be healed. I felt like, God, I almost died. And I don't know where it's going to go because back when I got it, it was October 2020. This is right before that huge outbreak in the United States. And I remember feeling so horrible. I mean, just all the symptoms that long haulers had described. And I asked all the specialists, the lung specialists, infectious doctors, my doctor, heart doctors, and they all told me, this is very new to us. And honestly, we don't really know how to heal everyone yet because it's so new, the virus. And I was like, oh my God, am I going to be like this for the rest of my life? Right. And that's how I started. So, with that said, Victoria, since I mean, I believe that dreams help too because it has to do with the subconscious. Can you give this suggestion to, those who have either COVID or any kind of, you know, illness or any healing journey that they're on? What are the steps in the dreams that you can guide them through?
So, dream interpreting is nothing more than learning to cultivate inner listening, bringing
Okay.
bringing our bodies to a still point. And if you've ever practiced yoga or meditation, you know what I mean by still point. But it's calming your brain chatter, allowing the brain chatter to settle down, and it may take a little bit. But what happens after that is you plug into a bigger reality. Dreams are our tools, which are alive and moving every day, which they always inform us. Um, they're the most important self-development tool that we have. Um, that's how we go about doing this. And so if you are ill, you
Mhm.
you it is vital that you understand what your dreams are telling you, because they will inform you about what's really going on. And like I said earlier, dreams will pull no punches with you, if you
Mm.
understand what I mean by that. In that they tell you just the bald truth of the situation. But of course you have to interpret them, because that it comes through what I was taught is called the language of the mind. And that is that collective unconscious of all these images that we all dream about. So it's vital that we speak the language.
Mhm. How do you learn the language of the mind?
Oh, good question, right? That's where my studies came in. And I studied with the School of Metaphysics with this amazing woman whom I still study with and whom I consider my mentor. Her name is Barbara Condren. And
And
she,
where is this school of metaphysics at,
uh,
Victoria?
School of Metaphysics .org.com.
Okay.
What it's Yeah, if you Google it, you'll find it really quickly.
Great,
And,
great. Mhm.
they have a special complete dream school, I think is what it's called. But that's where I have studied for all of these decades now. And
Wow.
it has brought me to this place that I am today where I feel that it is my gift to contribute what I have learned.
So for those who's new in this dream and in the journey of healing, how can they interpret the dream or try to remember a dream? Because that's what I kept hearing a lot. I cannot recall the dreams. And I think because our mind is so super busy, and nowadays we have a lifestyle that is fast, fast, fast. And we never have time to really zen at all. It's always go, 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 go. That's kind of tough for people to like
You
be like,
have to, you have to do it. You have to make that commitment because you're right. And from what I can tell, it's not going to slow down. It's only going to get faster. And we're also moving into this metaverse, right? Where
mhm.
virtual reality is going to merge with this conscious reality in what sounds like a very startling way that it will become, well, I'll just not get down that road. And
I would love to for you to open up that door because I'm all for that. Going down deeper and deeper into the rabbit hole. Why not?
I
Because
know, right?
nowadays,
It's
well,
a
yeah, because
good.
everything that we can think of, Victoria, I believe that can exist. And everything that we never believed that it's actually true, we see them all happening.
Yeah,
Uh, for instance, I mean, since 2000, year 2000, I heard about some story about the conspiracy, and I'm like, no way, that's like didn't make sense. But as time goes by, many years now, I'm starting to see a lot of things happening, and I'm like, wait a minute, all these are start happening now,
yes,
you know.
I agree with you. It's yeah, truth is stranger than fiction, to quote an old cliche, but it's actually true. Understanding our dreams, though, is our direct link to the aspect of the divine within us. There's a reason why we dream.
hmm And I feel like it's very important nowadays too to really follow the dream and really truly connect more into our intuition or our divine or subconscious, correct? Yeah,
Yes,
'cause- and besides the healing, I'm sure the dreams can also answer us in other aspect of our life as well.
of course. Every
Finance.
finance, of course, every aspect of our lives gets answered if we pay attention to our dreams. Of course, the first step is remembering them. That's why
By doing the, I would say like what repetition mantras before bedtime.
exactly.
And every morning record it. Doesn't matter how much we dream. How long would it take for most people to be able to dream and remember more clear or longer dreams in
Well,
your
I have clients who remember incredibly long dreams. Now, these are the exceptions rather than the rule. Most people
Mhm,
can only remember little hunks, as you were saying, fragments.
mhm.
But I do have clients who have these vivid, very long, just narratives that they will email me, and that it will take some time to go through each symbol and then put the whole message together, but what the message that comes out is always something that they need to hear. It's always something that they need to hear.
So you offer interpretation service of the dreams to your clients at the moment. How often, how long does it take for you to interpret? Or I'm talking about the length of time frame, months, years, for them to really truly understand on their own.
Oh, how are you asking me to teach someone how to interpret their dreams?
Well, in a way, that could also be that too, to teach or also as your client. Let's say if I were to come in and have you interpret, how often do I have to come in?
Oh, I see. So
Things
I
like,
have some clients once a month. If someone's having a recurring dream that they are calling a nightmare, then I have worked with people once a week, twice a week until we get that resolved. until we get to the heart of what's called, because nightmares are really your subconscious mind.
Why do people have nightmares? That's actually a good subject. You just brought it up because I know, especially with the young kids, children.
Yes, and yeah, children are a little bit of a different aspect. I have to say that. And I don't work with children.
Okay.
Because I do not feel like I am qualified to do that. That is a developing mind. And again, fear is the number one thing that comes from nightmares. And when children do dream of scary monsters or, something under their bed or whatever, this is relating to something in their day, their previous day, that has caused them to dream this. That is not truly a monster, but it's being interpreted as a monster in their dream language. So, but to answer your question, I work with people whenever someone has a dream that needs to be decoded, and we will spend an hour or however long pulling all these symbols apart and putting it together. And like I said, ultimately, once we have the message, it is for them to then incorporate that, let that settle in within them, and then they will know exactly what that dream means. It's that personal tweaking, the intuitive tweaking that may be just slightly different from the interpretation, more subtlety, more nuance. That's required from the individual to say, oh yes, I understand now what this is saying, what this is specifically talking about. It can be something small that happened the previous day, or be something huge, but it's something that their subconscious mind is really wanting them to understand. That's also the reason for repetitive dreams.
And you offer classes, you teach.
I have taught a couple of people one-on-one. I have been asked to do it on, a broader scale. And I have a YouTube channel that's called Practical Metaphysics.
Okay.
Victoria Bulue. And I incorporate my tarot with the dream interpretation there.
I'm gonna put her information below the YouTube so you don't miss out. Might as well, since you're giving your contact, Victoria, how can people contact you? You got website address and phone number, email. You may want to share. Go ahead, share it right here.
So the website address is victoriabulue.com. Victoria, Victoria Bulue, Belue, and Tina, you'll have that up there. Anyway.
.com. I will have it up for sure.
You can book readings with me there. You can buy my urban fantasy books there too.
I'm gonna look into that for sure. Yes. Wow. And anything else that you would like to give it to the audience, Chair, before we part after this session here?
That what I would I feel like I am the ambassador for dream interpretation here, right? Because if we all knew what our subconscious and superconscious minds were telling us, we could become aware.
I'm very fascinated about the different layers of subconscious and superconscious, because the dreams, most people tend to think that's part of subconscious only. But now you brought it up another level of the superconscious. That actually sounds quite exciting. Because to me, I have heard of superconscious before, but that's when people begin to channel information.
Exactly.
And so they connect to that, what do you call divine level, God level, that's beyond our human level. And that's where you can get a lot of information. So it would be quite fascinating to learn how to dream in that layer of the superconscious. Can you do that, Victoria? Can we do that?
Oh yes, we can all do that. As I mentioned earlier, some of us have that natural ability to be in that superconscious realm very easily. People who are mediums, who are psychic, they tend to be able to have be part of in their conscious awareness and superconscious, at the same time. And this is
Right.
something that we're getting messages from people, loved ones who've crossed over, or other entities, right? So, and then the rest of us can learn, and we actually are in our super conscious mind, dreaming sometimes, all of us. Again, the symbols that you get if you're dreaming of a parent, that's that you are in your super conscious mind. That's a signal, a little marker that you're in your super conscious mind. We travel in and out of those levels as we're dreaming, because we're these wonderful divine entities, right, that are in this our physical bodies right now. But when
Right.
we're asleep, our energy, our dreaming minds go all sorts of places.
What about dreaming on being in the plane flying? Is that at the superconscious level? Because that's what I heard someone actually share that with me, but I'm not quite sure with that.
Yeah, to be in a plane flying represents freedom. Freedom, flying is a symbol for freedom. Being in a
Mm,
plane is indicative of being part of an organization, whether it's a company or a group that you're a member of. So that would symbolize someone being feeling having a sense of freedom within an organization that they're a member of. That's what that symbol means.
oh wow, that's actually makes sense because that's how I feel, just a sense of freedom most of the time. Well,
I'm telling you,
fast.
start decoding these, you go, oh,
Mhm.
it's
I know. I mean, hearing from you, it's like, oh yeah, that's kind of makes sense to me quite a bit. Wow, this is absolutely fascinating, Victoria. The time has come to the ending of this session. And Victoria, I would love to invite you back again
I would
for
love
more
to,
talks.
you know,
Yes, please. I'm gonna have to, get back with you and we can just come back and I'm sure people will be interested in asking some questions as well. And, just remember if you would like to have your dreams interpret. If you don't understand anything about dreams, you want to increase your self-awareness and self-growth, Victoria Bulue would be the one that can help you with that. And grab her books from Amazon.com before it runs out, because I will grab one also. So Victoria, thank you so much for being here and giving your time to share with everyone here. Your knowledge is amazing, fabulous. And I'm
well,
glad that you are here to spread your love around the world.
well, Tina, thank you for inviting me. And I love your forum, and I love your energy as well.
Thank you. Oh my God, you as well. I actually came across you. Actually, I've seen you before a long time ago on the astrology magazines, and but I just didn't put two and two until I started watching Joni's video. By the way, Joni and her, they do you written magazines, right?
Yes, and
Uh,
it's actually, I need to mention that because it's a fabulous magazine. It's called Astrologic Magazine, and it's a subscription magazine, subscription only, astrologicmagazine.com. And I'm guessing, Tina, you'll put that up on the
I
internet.
will, and I actually subscribed already last month. With the deal that you have, I remember that it was February, beginning of February, I just subscribed it because I'm also all about improving finance, and I got into cryptocurrency, and I think Joni talked about that too. So I was like, oh, cool. This is the stocks and crypto. Why not?
You know,
Because now they gonna have to like invest yourself into different area of life,
yeah,
and
Joni and I created the magazine 8 years ago with the intention of helping people. So she does write about finance every month, and uh, people have done really well who have followed her stock and
she's
crypto.
very good. Her prediction is accurate, very accurate, and that's one of the reasons why I decided to subscribe or register into her Verdict Astrology Level 1. Oh my God, it's blowing. I mean, that's a lot of information, but I enjoy it. I try to remember everything, and I have seen you on the videos with her many times, and listen to your dreams interpretation, and this is how it comes about. I even got reading from you. Great, amazing reading. She does tarot reading, which is amazing. You guys gotta go and see her.
Thank you, Tina.
Besides tarot, besides reading books, besides magazines and do dream interpretation, anything else that you offer to the public, Victoria?
No, I think that's enough right now.
Great, good. That's a lot too. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for being here. Thank you for your sharing, and we shall meet again.
Yes.
Thank you, Victoria. Yes, have a wonderful, wonderful day. And thank you everyone for being here listening to this video. Thank you. Any more questions, you can contact her. Again, Victoria Bulue at .com. I will also put all her information underneath on YouTube description here. Until then, ciao everyone. Thank you. Bye, Victoria. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.